Welcome to Headlocks, Heels, and Havoc, the wildest mixed tag team in podcasting where the kayfabe drops and the chaos takes over. Let's ring the damn bell.
Headlock tight, heels on the prowl, dropping elbows, hearing growl, feel the foul. No script here, just real, no bluff. Kayfabe crack, now the dirt gets rough. Headlocks, heels, havoc in the zone, stepping in the ring. Chaos at your home, no filters, no mask, just raw, bare tone. Wrestling unscripted, we on the throne. Title bells, mic checks, crowd going crazy. Drop truth bombs, leaving lines feeling hazy. Beyond the kayfabe, past the charade, where legends are born and stories get made. Headlock, stop it, who's hitting the mat? Welcome to the havoc where the real talk's at. Tune in, step through, leave the fake at the door. Headlocks, heels, havoc, now hear the roar.
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. I am 1/3 of the greatest podcasting hosts of all time, in my opinion. Legend J Mac. With me, as always, is everybody's favorite uncle, Uncle Slam.
What's up?
And the first lady of podcast wrestling, the Vipers.
Hi, everyone.
Well, guys, it's a recap show, but I think everybody pretty much knows what's on everybody's mind, and so we're going to try to steer clear of that because we're going to do a special episode on it coming up next. And this recap episode and that episode will be released today or whenever the schedule is, whenever she said,
7 o'clock tonight.
The Vipers is in charge of all the scheduling and release dates. So I just, talk out of turn sometimes. So, I'm not trying to put anything on her, nothing to where she's got to do 400 tons. Right.
We're hoping it'll be up tonight by 7 o'clock, you guys.
All right. Well, there you go. But on to different stuff. I don't know of any other news. And if there is, so again, I don't want to go into that. I know there's a lot to cover as far as Summerslam and, other shows and stuff. I definitely want to hear some about SmackDown because I didn't get a chance to watch it. And I know it was a big tribute episode and everything.
It was.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have anything, Uncle Slam. Do you?
Not really. Like I said, I mean, most of mine is probably reserved for the next episode. I mean, I didn't get a chance to watch SmackDown either. Unfortunately, I usually catch that a little bit later on, but I've been busy. So I guess.
And that's in no way any disrespect to any other news that's went on in wrestling and anybody that's gone through anything. It's just it's been.
I do have one though.
Oh, go ahead.
I don't know if you all heard. I just remembered. Ric Flair came out and said that he is cancer free. He came out and said that he had it silenced. I'm not sure what kind of cancer it was, but I did hear that he is now cancer free. So that's what I thought because he had my stepdad actually has the same type and had part of his skin taken off just to get rid of it. But he is now cancer free, which is
good.
Great.
Congratulations. Yes, definitely a good thing to hear.
Especially in the heartache that we've had this week and just the heartache. That's really good to hear.
Yeah. I'm glad. Rick's another one that, it's going to be a hard, controversial, but who isn't controversial at some point
anymore?
In the limelight for that long. Exactly. But at the end of the day, it's going to be definitely a sad day, like you were saying, Uncle Slam, whenever he goes to and everything. But let's not think about that right now. Let's
some positive.
It's going to be a tough episode, the next episode, and I'm not going to lie. I've taken this news a lot harder than what I thought I was going to. But anyways, to positive news.
So can we take a second to talk about Slammiversary?
Sure.
Because it was on Sunday and we haven't, recapped it. There's only a couple things I personally want to go over. One, I'm not very happy that Jane retained her NXT title and won the TNA knockout title. So now she is a double champion. Yes.
And see, that's the thing. Both world, I
Yeah.
was sitting there watching. Both world champions of TNA are owned by WWE
Or
people.
NXT.
How
Yep.
does that do TNA any good whatsoever?
I don't
I
think
know. I
that
was
it
kind of
does.
wondering that myself. Yeah.
I was
It
kind of
doesn't.
hoping Masha would win because it would push TNA a little bit better instead of giving it to an NXT superstar. Besides the fact I don't like JC, that's besides the
Well,
point.
and it's like I was saying in other episodes. It to me, the the legitimacy is not a WWE owned company. The legitimacy needs to be made in TNA. Not that TNA is not a legit company, but if
Right.
you want to be on par with the WWE, then you're going to have to let them stars beat the WWE.
That's what I think. But see,
Well,
also going with that, Trick defeated Joe Hendry and Mike Santana, and they were the two that were supposed to, you know,
take the belt back.
defend
Right.
TNA, and that didn't happen.
I don't like the booking. I really don't.
Could it be like some long term storytelling that maybe we're not seeing? Like maybe they're setting up along, some type of, I don't know, invasion
Well, I
or
know Joe
something.
Hendry and Mike Santana ended up having a one-on-one match on TNA on Thursday, and Mike Santana won that
See,
clean, no issues. So
because I'm kind of like the legend. I don't see how this really benefits them if they just keep losing all the time, unless eventually something's gonna happen, like where they just kind of take over or something and stuff because there's no benefit for them. I mean, yeah, their stars are getting a little more exposure, but
hmm
a lot of times people that watch one don't always like the other, and there might be a reason why they switch to one or the other. So I don't know. I don't really understand it.
it's
Like, I
all
definitely
crazy.
like cross promotions and stuff, but I like it when each side it's more like a give and take, and I don't really see this as a
Yeah,
give and take right now.
I mean,
I don't
how
either.
and see that's the thing. How many times as kids, Josh, sitting in a grocery store, would you pick up a Pro Wrestling Illustrated or a Pro Wrestling Insider magazine, and they would always have those like fantasy bookings. Hulk Hogan versus Flair. The
Yeah.
Intercontinental versus the United States champion. And at the time it was like a Luger versus Ultimate Warrior,
Yeah,
Yeah.
the tag team champions versus who doesn't want to see that, but it doesn't do any good if only one side is dominating.
Yeah.
I mean, look what happened with the NWO. One side dominated. There were 15 limos at one point in time pulling up. And just like Paul White said, or the Big Show, for people who don't know who Paul White is, with 15 limos pulling up, you start to turn around and look and say, well, who's
Like,
left
who's
in
left? Yeah.
WCW?
Nobody.
yeah,
Right. It just,
nobody.
I don't get it. I don't understand the booking, but, they're the pros. I'm
Oh, I
not.
get
I
it.
just sit here and talk about it.
No, I completely get it because like the next one that at the beginning part of it, well, I was fine with it, but after the fact, no. Can we please take a second to recognize that the Hardys and my man Jeff climbed and got those belts with some
So,
random ass ladder that came out of freaking nowhere? Like
so
I
two
don't
other
even want to begin to.
WWE stars own TNA belts.
Oh, wow.
No, they are actually TNA stars.
Well,
Oh,
I
okay.
know,
Okay.
but come
No, they
on.
are signed with TNA.
I don't care. Bret Hart signed with WCW, but he was still WWF guy. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, they're WWE guys. That's just the way I see it. You know what I'm saying? These are
I don't
WWE guys
know.
who aren't in
I don't know about
WWE
that.
anymore.
Well,
Who were the
yeah, the fact
Hardys
where they got
before
famous.
WWE? Right.
True, true. But they're still putting on good matches and shit.
Oh yeah,
So,
no. I'm not dismissing them.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying
yeah.
that at the end of the day, it's two more WWE guys who have TNA belts.
Well, do you know what happened after the match
No.
No.
with Bubba Ray?
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
where he
So,
challenged them to a tag team match or something like that. One more match or something like
please
that.
Oh,
excuse me,
I
but
did
what
hear
the
about
fuck is
that.
that?
I'm
What is
hoping
that?
I'm
Like you want
hoping
to
Team
complain and
3D comes
bitch
back and
about
whoops.
somebody? You going to bitch and complain about other legends, and then you're going to come out and do the exact same thing. Like, who are you? Who are you? And I don't like. Mm, I just.
We know your disdain for old Bubba Ray.
Well, he's an asshole. He's just an asshole, and I don't care. Come at me, Bubba. Come on, because I will gladly take your ass on. But I'm just saying, like, you can't say the things that you said about, like, Goldberg and other wrestlers that have been coming back to get their 5 seconds of fame and then literally do the same thing. You cannot do that and then think that people aren't going to think stupid shit about you.
Is this a retirement type match, like where we don't see him
Who's better?
again?
Is it the Dudleys or is it the Hardys? And it will always be the Hardys.
I was gonna say there's
Just
no
saying.
Christian and the Edge like in this either, or nothing.
No.
It's just
Why don't
okay.
we just okay? We got WWE, TNA. Why don't we throw Christian and Edge in there from AEW and make it a three-way?
There you go.
I'm
Um,
serious.
See, I have mixed emotions about this. Like,
I
half
do
of me
too.
wants to see it, but I also agree with you because I was just talking shit about old wrestlers making a comeback, and here we got old wrestlers making a comeback for another match. But a ladder match between them two is definitely going to be a good match. I mean, I just don't see how unless some
I'm
God
not
forbid something
interested.
happens.
Just like
I
he
don't know.
said, there's no storyline. There's no storyline. You're coming back to prove that you're better than them, and you ain't been in the ring like a technical match in how long?
Maybe that is the storyline. The past, all the past matches, all the
Right.
history that they've
One
had.
one last time, one last
Yeah, let's
dance.
see who really is the top tag
So
team.
every so everybody deserves a last ride now.
I don't agree with it.
So
Yeah, like
If you're
I
a
mean,
legend, yeah. I mean, if you're a legend, you should be able to go out with one match the way you want it. You know what I'm
but you
saying?
can't if you're talking shit about other people that had just done it weeks ago.
they
I agree with what you're saying there, but just like Josh
It's just
or
crazy to
Uncle
me.
Slam, I just I'm torn because yes, I
yeah.
do kind of want to see it, but at the end of the day, it is just like Uncle Slam said. It's the same thing as the Goldberg thing.
I
But
still feel the
but
same, man.
to me though, that the difference there is I think it's easier for a legend or a group of legends to go out in a tag team match as opposed to, and I think that there's where part of the problem came in was that it wasn't just that Goldberg was coming back to retire. It was that Goldberg, for whatever reason, just all of a sudden gets his shot at the world title. You see what I'm saying? That makes
Well, I'm
no
pretty sure these
sense.
are for the belts too.
Well, right,
And
but I can understand a tag team title, intercontinental title, a
But not like
lesser title.
title.
Right, right. We need to start saving that and pushing the younger talent, so that we can find those next main event guys. But to take a step back and say, okay, well, we need some juice to the tag team division, so the Hardys are here, we're going to throw them in there. Oh, okay. Well, Bubba Ray and Devon, they're able to come back. Why don't we, throw this in there as a sub storyline instead of a main event show storyline like the Goldberg thing was? Is that more of what you're saying, Josh?
um, I just look at this like Goldberg match one. He looked like he was kind of out of shape. There was, like I said, there was no interest in the storyline. I mean,
Well, to be fair, round is a shape.
uh, yeah, but yeah, probably the shape of his knee because I saw him limping out. So I was like, yeah, that's what it looked like. Um, the whole is like the Trish Stratus match. I really could have done without it too. Didn't give a shit. It seemed like just a time filler. Like her in the past, really don't understand why they brought her back unless this was just like the last hurrah because she acted like it was for her kids. Goldberg, uh, Goldberg acted like it was for his wife and his kids to tell everybody bye. If this is to send one of them off, then I'm fine with that. Like if this is like somebody, this is their last match, so they're going out with the bang. But if it's going to be like a continual storyline, I really don't want to see it and shit. But you always can get a good match with the Hardys and the Dudley, because if it's going to be a TLC match or something, then it's going to be interesting. They're going to do something fun, or they're going to do
Right.
something dangerous.
And
The,
that's
the,
honestly and truthfully what intrigues me, is because I know that Devon's injuries are what caused him to have to retire. So
Mhm.
I'm wondering what he's going to be able to do if it's him coming back.
It
If
is.
it's
It
so
is
it definitely
Devon.
is 100% Devon. Okay, I didn't know if
Yeah,
maybe
he wasn't at Slammiversary because he had a family emergency he had to deal with.
yeah, that's right. His like
It
mom or
wasn't
something like
released
that
what it
passed
was
away.
or something happened, yeah.
I think it was like a passing away or something like that, because I know Mark Henry's mom or something like that passed away a few weeks before that, and then Devon's. I seen something about
Yeah.
it a few days ago too, so there's some news.
Yeah. But I do want to say I am proud of AJ Styles coming out there like he did and not wanting at a freaking match.
Hey,
He,
AJ, like I said, AJ is the Sting of TNA. He is the franchise player. AJ is to TNA what Sting was to WCW and the Undertaker was to the WWF.
well, I mean, he
WWE.
didn't ask for
yeah,
a
he's
match. He
solid.
just congratulated Leon Slater for winning and defeating Moose.
That's awesome.
He's the youngest X Division champ now at 20 years
Okay.
old.
That's it.
Man, they got some. I
He's a
seen their
youngin,
titles over there. I like the design of some of all of
right?
TNA's titles. I mean,
That's
they're
what I
not
said.
bad. They're like
Yeah,
they got a little tradition to them, but they're also like new too. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? It's like
Nice
maybe
little
Right.
something
mix. Yeah.
right.
But that's all I really wanted to talk about with Slammiversary, at least.
That was probably the only parts I would have known anything about anyway. I hate to say that it's nothing against TNA. I'd love to watch TNA. I don't have access to it, and
I mean, that's really all that happened. There's only like 3 other matches, and they were smaller matches anyway.
right.
So,
I'm really stoked about the NWA coming to Roku.
yeah.
What about
When does it come on?
yeah? When does that come on?
It I posted something about it on the Facebook group. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I want to say it's towards the end of this month. It's either the end of this month or end of
Yeah.
next month, I want to say. I'll have to look
Mhm.
it up and find out and get it to you. But yeah, it comes. They put some kind of deal with Roku channel to start showing like the NWA Power show on Roku
Mhm.
every week. So I'm gonna start watching it. I've always been a big NWA sucker. I always like their
Right.
belts. I like that down home feel of the wrestling.
The Wrath.
The
That's where
wrestling.
the wrestling come in. The southern
What
twang.
Ted Turner say? He said, "Guess what, Vince? I'm in the wrestling business." He said, "That's great, Ted. I'm in the entertainment business."
Gotta love it.
Isn't it crazy how while she's getting her notes together and everything, isn't it crazy though how they were friends for the longest time, and then because of the business, they ended up trying to put each other out of business.
I
And then
mean,
you had the billionaire Ted skits and the huckster and the Nacho Man.
I love that. Oh man, that
I
was
know
like my favorite.
those
I'm
were
telling you,
great.
like those were some of the best like skits that man they ever did and shit. Oh.
Hogan coming in with the walker, the Macho Man sitting there going, oh yeah, oh."
Oh my god.
That was some good stuff, man. Attitude Era was definitely the
That
era of
to
wrestling.
me, that's the golden age. You know what I'm saying? I know they say, 80s or whatever was the golden age, but to me, during my time, which I was alive during the 80s and shit, so of course I saw that too. But to me, that was the golden age for me and shit. That
I
was when
think there's been
wrestling was
two
the best.
golden ages. I think there was the original golden age with Hulkamania when he just brought it to the map, and then whenever yeah, it was called the Attitude Era, but it was just the golden age 2.0. You
Right.
know,
I agree with that.
It was, I mean, they were both just great times to be, because up like we talked on another episode, up until that time of Hulkamania, you may have been a wrestling fan, but you didn't talk about it around the water cooler.
Yeah,
It
you
just
wouldn't.
wasn't cool to do,
Very
Then it mixed with rock and roll and MTV and all the rock and wrestling, WrestleMania, and it just became okay. Well, Muhammad Ali's out there doing it. Cyndi Lauper's out there doing it. It must be all right to be a fan of. And boom. But anyway,
But
sorry. Go ahead, Vapors.
yeah.
You're good. Is there anything y'all would like to discuss about Raw or anything before we get to SmackDown? Because SmackDown
Uh,
kind of leads into SummerSlam.
I
Honestly and
watched
truthfully,
Raws, so like I don't have any questions on it. But go
right,
ahead.
I watched
But
it. My only take on Raw was I really didn't find it that great of a show, other than just the end.
I agree.
When Roman came out and everything, it was like it almost felt like everything was just a lead up to that. Let's fill this time and blah blah blah. And I
mhm.
hate even in the Attitude Era. I remember those days. Whenever it just felt like everything was just kind of okay. Let's hurry up and fill some time to get to the Stone Cold Vince storylines, and I just feel
Yeah,
like that's what this was. It was a filler episode, and I kind of just feel like I could have got an hour and 45 minutes
Yeah,
back out of my life, and then they could have just showed me a 15-minute Raw, and I'd been happy.
yeah. I keep looking at my notes, and I'm just like, I don't see anything very notable except for like the Dom and AJ Styles promos are really funny.
Those
I am
are funny. I'm
enjoying the
not going to
yeah,
AJ
lie.
yeah.
Styles promos right now. I just want to say
I
they're
love
hands
AJ
down some of the
Styles,
best
though.
I've seen in a while. I do
I
too.
love AJ Styles. AJ Styles is a, I don't know, he's so weird because he's like a hybrid. Because like he
He's
can
like a
put you on the
hybrid.
mat. Well,
Hybrid.
yeah, because like he can put you on the mat and put you in a leg lock and make you submit. I mean, he even has a finishing move, the calf crusher, that's a submission.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But
He
Yeah,
he
does.
can also high fly with you. And I
true,
mean,
true.
That's,
I'm gonna of course harken back to mine and Uncle Slam's infamous rivalry through Superstars. But I almost feel like he's like a hybrid of like a Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels.
If they had a baby, that would be him.
Yeah. Yeah. Because he can ground wrestle you and stuff like that and technically wrestle you, but he can also jump off those ropes and everything and, do flips and everything. Just like, and I'm telling you, some of the crap I've seen him do, it scares me. I'm like, man, he's going to kill himself. But that
A
like
lot of sh-
flipping DDT he does where he catches you backwards and then DDTs you backwards, man, that crap's crazy.
a lot of
hmm
shit scares me. I don't see how they even come up with it. It was like, hey,
Right?
this
I
this
I
be a
don't
good
either.
idea. Let me do this.
I don't want to trip over my shoe and fall in my living room, much less jump off a 10-foot platform and flip and hope to God I don't land on my neck.
But
So let's see, SmackDown. We did have a few Hulk Hogan memorial packages, and they did
I'm
a 10 count.
what all legends were there? That's what I'm kind of
A lot
interested
that
in.
I was not expecting. I was not expecting some of them that was there. You have um
I knew Jimmy Hart was there.
yes, that's the name I was
uh,
trying to get off my. I wish I would have wrote some of these names down because I'm not good with coming up with names on my head. But there was actually quite a few more than what I had expected to be there, to be honest. And then there was some faces that there was one face I really didn't expect to be there.
Who was that?
And the Miz, actually, I was
Oh,
texting you last night when it happened.
yeah.
I went back to watch it, and he's actually standing in, like, you know how they always have people up at the top, and then they're like, oh, they'll talk about them, and then they'll have the 10 count. All the people
yeah,
standing there, I didn't realize they panned over, and the Miz is standing there. And then I didn't even notice it. And then later on, when he shows up in the show, I screamed. I was really shocked because I love the Miz. So glad that the Miz is back. By the way, just saying. But it shocked the crap out of me when he came back out last night.
I'm trying to find a little name list here
Oh, a name
for
list
the
for who all
six
was there, because there was a lot
Yeah,
of people. I
it
was
says
really
six
surprised.
legends returned for
That's it.
SmackDown.
There was more than
Uh,
that.
let's see. It said Sergeant Slaughter, the Million Dollar
Yeah.
Man, Ted DiBiase,
Oh, okay,
Hacksaw
okay.
Jim Duggan, Jimmy
Yep.
Hart, Gerald Briscoe, and
Mhm.
B. Brian Blair.
I don't know
Who's the
who that
Wow.
last
was.
one?
B. Brian Blair, him
Yeah,
and
I don't think
Jumpin' Jim
that is.
Brunzell, the Killer Bees.
Oh, okay, okay.
Back in the 80s. Dude, do you realize I sorry, Killer Bee offshoot here. I was watching an old match with them and I realized that they had some first run Jordans that were black and gold. And they were wearing them in the ring with high black socks with yellow rings around the top of the socks to make it, look like a
Make it
bee
look
and
like a
everything.
bumblebee.
But I was
Oh
like,
my
That's
that's
funny.
cool.
gosh.
I was like, that's cool as could be, though. Actually, man, because you see everybody wearing sneakers in the ring now and everything, and back in, man, people wouldn't have even thought about doing something like that. And I was like, look at them wearing Jordans.
Uh,
Of course, the
I've
Jordans
heard of
back
that.
in
I mean, that's
probably
definitely
cost about
new
$30,
or innovative. I guess they were trendsetters and they didn't even know it.
right? And plus, it was easier to get your hand. I'd like to go back to whenever Jordans came out and buy a few pair.
I'll put them back. Yeah,
Yeah,
wrap them in
thirty
plastic.
dollars,
Be
$30 a piece and everything for some Jordans,
Be hundreds of dollars now.
right?
yeah, easily,
Anything else
easily.
on SmackDown major happen?
I don't know. It wasn't really major on my part because I really wasn't a fan of her back then. But I don't know if you all know who Kiana James is. She was originally in NXT. She was drafted to, I believe, SmackDown in a draft 2 years ago.
The name doesn't
And
sound familiar to
The
me.
name sounds familiar, but I can't get a picture. I'm trying to.
she always carried a briefcase with her and walk around and hand on her hip kind of thing. I've rarely seen her wrestle back then, but she was drafted to SmackDown and was never seen from after she was drafted. And then I had heard rumors that she had been backstage the last couple of weeks. She made her re-debut last night, but she's Julia's person, like valet, whatever,
Business manager, whatever you want to call it.
business manager or something. So that's going on. Zelina Vega confronted Julia. So I think that will eventually be a match at SummerSlam. Will be Julia versus Zelina Vega for the, please say this right, Intercontinental, I believe.
Mhm.
She's she's
I just want to make
Julia's
sure it's the
wise
Intercontinental.
man or wise woman.
Yeah, wise woman, wise woman. That's funny. No, but the one thing that would takes from this to lead up to SummerSlam is the very last thing. There was a match at the end of the night because Andrade and Ray Phoenix won their match the previous week to win. They were number one contenders for the titles versus the Wyatt Six.
Okay.
So they had that match last night. It ended in DQ because Nikki, as Abigail, Sister Abigail, she pulled the ref out of the ring and caused the DQ. When that happened, mass chaos. I mean, I don't. I that's all I can say. Mass chaos. I don't even know how to explain it. You have to watch it. But every tag team ended up coming out there, and it was just a mass brawl everywhere,
Mhm.
all over the place. It was
I
crazy.
remember when that stuff used to
Bodies
happen all the time.
bodies flying everywhere. I mean, it was crazy. So then eventually Nick Aldis comes out finally, and he stands in the ring and he's up in the thing because nobody's listening, and he's screaming and he's like, "I've had enough of this. You all have had enough. We're gonna settle this once and for all. You all want to know who's the best? Fine. We're gonna settle this at SummerSlam." And he winds up making a six tag team match. It's a TLC match for the tag team belts.
Oh
Oh shit!
wow.
Sorry, I'm trying to say it, but that was so hard to say. It is now. I wrote it down. I wrote it down somewhere. I know that I did. But it is going to be the Wyatt Six versus DIY versus the Street Profits versus Motor City Machine Guns versus Fraxium versus Andrade and Ray Phoenix in a TLC ladder
Wow.
match with the belts hanging above the ring.
Name those teams again. I heard Motor City Machine Guns,
Please don't make me
Fraxium.
do it again.
Motor City Machine Guns,
Torture.
Fraxium.
We've got Fraxium, Motor City Machine Guns, Andrade, and Ray Phoenix because they've created a new tag team. They just don't have a name yet. I'll get you a name as soon as I can. The Street Profits, DIY, and the Wyatt Six, which they are the ones that have the titles currently.
Wow, that's good.
If anything,
is a good tag team.
I love DIY.
Johnny Gargano and
I
Tommaso
love Johnny
Ciampa.
Gargano and yes, Tommaso Ciampa, man, he's crazy. He's weird. They just flow so well together. But I don't know who would I really. I'm not even gonna make a guess at that because that's.
I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Motor City Machine Guns just because they
Really?
brought them in. Yeah, they brought them in, and
they've already won them twice.
The Motor City Machine Guns have since they've been there.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I did not know
I feel
that.
like somebody new was going.
They won it. What was it? 3 matches in? 3 matches. Their third match, they won the titles.
Damn.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I know they were a huge team coming from TNA and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if they came straight from TNA, but I know they were in TNA for a long time, and they were like the huge tag team there.
Mm-hmm.
Lord, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, I can't even really make a prediction just yet.
I could see Andrade and Ray coming away with it just because Ray is new to the company. Andrade really hasn't had an impact since he's been back.
Well, the Wyatts have only had it for a couple weeks, maybe a month.
They might retain it. Yeah,
I don't think they will. I think the Wyatt thing is about to be over with. I think
if I go with numbers, it's going to be the Wyatt Six because you have Joe Gacy and I wrote it down. Joe Gacy and
Loomis.
Dexter Loomis. Yes, you have them two, but you also have Uncle Howdy, and you also have isn't there another guy?
Eric Rowan.
Eric Rowan, yes, thank you. Eric Rowan. And then you have Nikki. I mean, the numbers are just not numbering with me. So if I absolutely had to pick, it would be the Wyatt Six.
I just don't think the Wyatt Six thing is catching on the way they wanted it to. And I honestly and truthfully, I don't see the Wyatt Six experiment going on much longer. I think they kind of gave them a run with the tag team titles just to kind of say, hey, thanks, but
I don't know. I can't really tell after the brawl last night. It was just, like I said, it was just chaos, and you can't. I have no idea. So I guess I'm gonna
go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, there's just I would probably need some advanced like analytics to figure this shit out because I have no clue given all the teams in it right now. Honestly,
it's been a while since there's been a
massive match like that.
Yeah, like this big with this many teams and this many people.
Because
that's it's a lot.
6 teams. That's 12 people.
And I almost feel like Legend might be right on the Wyatts, but then part of me thinking it is kind of soon to just take it away from them. But I don't know if people really are feeling them as a tag team.
I've always said one thing: if the numbers don't add up, it never works. And like as long as you have like even numbers, but like DIY, Street Profits, Motor City Machine Gun, Fraxium, and Andrade and Ray Phoenix can't seem to get on the same level to be able to defeat the Wyatts. That's the problem. They can't see eye to eye to even remotely try to take the Wyatts out in the first place. They're going to spend time taking each other out, and the Wyatts are just going to wind up taking in on it. That's my opinion.
It's a lot of teams. That's
That's a
a
lot of
It's a
hard
people in
one to
the
lot
call.
of
ring. I mean,
bodies.
even if it was a 6 man, I mean, you're talking about what, like 6 tag teams,
Yeah,
They were
like I said,
six
that's
tag
12
teams, so
people,
12 men.
12 people in a ring. God,
Hmm.
and even like
In, outer ring.
Fraxium's been tag team champions.
I don't even want to talk about them. I don't like them as a tag team together. I think they would do so much better separately. Personally, I've watched them for quite some time now because they are the longest NXT tag team champions. So, I mean, that's saying something too, but I don't know. I just really think they do better on their own,
See,
personally.
even WWE could create their own champion of champions, even if they didn't want to do it with another company, or just
Yeah.
bring like TNA in, have the
Hmm.
SmackDown, Raw. You know what I'm saying? All the champions fight each other. I'm sorry. I'm pushing for
I know
this
you're
to
going back to
happen.
what we were talking to that one day or whatever,
I
having
know it. I hate the idea of, okay, we've got 3 world champions. So, okay, well, who's the best champion then?
didn't
Yeah.
WCW used
Well,
to do
we
something like
already
that, like
have
at
that,
Starcade
actually.
back in the day?
Well, no, WCW had, and which I loved the idea because it gave you your world tag team champions, but then they had the United States tag team champions.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, like, didn't there used to be like some type of tournament
Well,
or
no,
like pretty much?
WCW did the Battle Bowl where they would
Okay.
throw everybody's name into a hat, and then they would pick out 2 names, and that was you had to wrestle a tag
Oh
team
yeah,
match.
yeah, yeah.
And
Because you could get.
then, yeah, and if you and your tag team partner won, you got into the big battle royal at the end of the night.
Okay,
But
okay.
if
I
you
remember
didn't
that.
have, if you and your tag team partner didn't win, then you didn't get an entry and everything. And it was just supposedly random tag team partners, but always the rivals ended up on the same tag team and everything.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy. I think the only other I know they officially announced the Intercontinental Championship for Dominic Mysterio and AJ Styles. They officially announced it, which we already knew it was coming,
Yeah.
I think
but it
AJ's
was
going to win.
official. Oh yeah, I love
Well,
Dom. Like I will always love Dom, but I think AJ might win this.
He's
I'm
just
going
had
to
it too long.
I'm going to change that. I'm going to change that prediction.
Oh, you think he's
Mhm.
keeping it?
I think Dom's going to keep it, and I think AJ's going to do the job to get Dom over because it
Dom's
would
already
be,
over.
well, Dom is over, but if AJ loses clean to Dom, then it just even more legitimizes Dominic for being able to. I can not only can I beat you cheating, I can beat you legitimately too.
Yeah, but do we
Yeah, but
really
he's
think that's
not
going to
going to.
happen? I mean,
I
He's
do.
not going to. He's doing no. He's doing a whole Eddie Guerrero type thing. He's not going to win cleanly, especially if he's got
no.
the Judgment Day on his side. There's no reason to do it
Exactly.
cleanly. It's so much easier to have help.
Well, I'm right, and I'm not saying that couldn't be the possibility, but I think that any way it goes, AJ losing to Dom does more good than Dom losing to AJ.
Mm.
Because one, I think there's just something in my body that tells me that sooner than later, WWE is buying uh, TNA. And when they do, and AJ Styles retires, AJ Styles is going to be the head booker over on TNA.
Mm.
And I think that's what they're kind of setting up. I think they're trying to get AJ's name back over onto TNA some, so that way, when that time comes, well, hey, we've got the franchise player here, come watch TNA too.
Hmm.
I don't know. I feel like they're setting something up to get AJ's face back on TNA. And
I
I
don't know
think
what
one
they're
good
doing, to
way
be
to do
honest.
it would be, well, and because not only that, if you're gonna slowly progress him back over there, then it doesn't really hurt to let him lose to Dom. You know what I'm saying? And get Dom over more, blah, blah, blah. If AJ's not going to be on WWE TV as much.
Well, I don't think Dom really needs AJ. He has 2 titles right now anyway. He doesn't need AJ to be relevant or to make him better or anything. He's already making a name for himself on AAA. He has 2 belts.
Yeah,
He's
but
actually getting ready to defend the AAA belt.
but you
In a couple
still
weeks,
gotta
maybe.
have that legendary defeat under your belt to legitimize you. Look at Hogan. Hogan was world champion for 2 years. But what legitimized him was beating Andre the Giant.
I hear what you're
He,
saying, but I just feel like it's kind of like a reach though on the whole. I don't know, like I don't like maybe you're saying something I don't. Like I said, because I
I
don't
just
know.
Yeah,
see if there is
That's a
any
big
kind of
maybe.
if there's any kind of partnership / ownership coming of TNA with WWE, which there already is a small partnership going on, but if
Well,
there's
obviously,
anything bigger, then it obviously behooves the WWE to have the greatest TNA stars faces all over TNA, even if they work for WWE. The only thing, and I don't know. I've got this sneaky suspicion that TNA is soon to be owned by WWE.
if they're not already owned and we just don't know it.
Nah, we would know it because they would have to be disclosed to like the
Not
SEC and stuff
necessarily.
like that and
only if
everything.
it's
Yeah,
public company. Like I said, if it's not
Only
public,
if
you
it's
don't
a
have to.
yeah. You can make that shit secret.
yeah, but I don't see something like that staying a big secret.
You don't think Vince would secretly snatch it up and then be like, "Oh, let's have a
Well,
partnership."
Vince, yeah, but I don't see. I mean, and if Vince did it, Vince would let everybody know, "Hey, I got y'all. Guess what? I got TNA now. They're mine." I don't think
Yeah.
Vince is going to be. I don't think Vince is coming back to the wrestling business. I think Vince is going to try to make movies. I think he's going to try to make a movie studio
How old
because
is
they're
he?
80 something,
90,
but he's already got
100.
the emblem and the name for a new production company and everything. He's then went out and hired like professional production company and all kinds of stuff.
That's crazy.
I figured the man would retire at 80, but Vince
That's
is
what I
Vince and
said,
shit.
man.
I'll be like, you got
Billions
all
and
that
billions.
money. Yeah, you ain't got to worry about shit forever.
I
Well, I
mean,
mean,
what
you're
are you
only
gonna?
80, so you really ain't got that much time. If you're lucky, you might get another 20 years, but I don't even see that.
It's just crazy because, like, I mean, you sleep 2 hours a night, you vampire, So, what do you? It's crazy. That
Mm.
man, how he has made it to the age he has made it to, and the health he has with the work schedule he kept and everything, it just blows my mind. Because I
Mm-hmm.
mean, like, I don't know, it's Vince. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
What do you say? It's Vince. He is a enigma wrapped in a
freaking nature.
riddle.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that stuff. But whatever. So, do we want to put all since let's see, SummerSlam is next week, right?
Next
So
weekend.
we'll have a recap episode where we can put it. We can just do our predictions next week before the show and
Before,
everything.
like
Yeah.
a couple of hours before it comes
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Okay. Sound like a plan.
But does anybody have any pre predictions or anything? I'm sure we'll go into
No,
more
but there
depth
was
and
one more
everything.
match that was set last night.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry, didn't
Yeah.
mean to cut
And
you off.
I'm not exactly, no, you're fine. I'm not exactly sure why it's still going on, but Karrion Cross versus Sami Zayn.
Okay.
I don't know if there's any stipulations on that or anything yet, but I do know that it's happening.
The only way I could see the Wyatt Six thing sticking around, I don't know how they would play it in or whatever, but I could see it sticking around if like Cross or Black took it over as the leader. Because I'm sorry, everybody knows that Uncle Howdy is Bo Dallas.
Yeah, but Bo Dallas is his brother. It's just
I get it.
makes
I get
sense.
it. But
The other ones don't
it
make any
does
sense.
make sense. Well, it doesn't right
No, it
now, but
doesn't.
they could come up with a story. But nobody is buying Bo Dallas as being a scary individual.
I am.
I can't. I all I can every time I see him on TV or something, all that comes to my mind is, "Do you believe?" And I'm like, "No, I don't. I don't believe at all. I just can't. I can't do it." I think that Bo Dallas had a whole lot of potential, and I think that they turned him into a clownish figure. But
I don't
at
know.
the end of the day, it was that whenever he was like the Miz's lackey and getting beat up all the time and everything, there was just no need in that because he could actually wrestle. But they gave him, those stupid storylines and stuff, and then they tried to bring him back as like a scary Uncle Howdy reincarnation, and I couldn't buy it. Same thing with Kane. I respect Glenn Jacobs, but I cannot stand the Kane character. I
I don't
don't
know
buy
about
it.
that.
I've never bought it. It's just because of I don't know. I just think, but that by the time everything was said and done, they should have just left the Bray Wyatt thing alone. He passed away. Let him go. I get what they were trying to do with the Wyatt Six, but I don't. It's just not working. It's not working. That's just my opinion. I
It's
mean,
working with everybody else. I'm just saying. It works with everybody else. Everybody else is enjoying it. I mean, look. I mean, I've even got my Yowie Wowie shirt because I've even got an Uncle Howdy mask, y'all. Like, I'm there.
Uh,
I'm in it.
I'm
Just
not
saying.
saying there's not fans. I'm just
No,
saying
I mean the
that.
story is good too. I mean, if you listen to the story and watch all the QR codes and all of the stuff, it makes sense. It's a really really good storyline if you actually take the time to watch all of the little snippets and stuff. It's an actually really good storyline. It's like a cult.
But that's the thing. I shouldn't have to do all that to get a good.
Why
You know
not?
what I'm
We
saying?
watch stuff on the internet every day.
Yeah, but I don't want to have to catch a QR code, get up off my couch, and pull my phone out. You know what I'm saying?
you got someone sitting right beside
Oh,
you. Don't even
I
act
just
like
want to
it's so
sit.
far
we can get
away.
into
I
a
just
different
want to.
conversation about that.
I just want to sit down and watch wrestling. I don't want to have to do all the get on your computer and download
We
this.
already do that.
I'm
We
not
have a
saying
podcast.
I'm not saying we don't, but whenever I'm watching wrestling, that's not what I want to do.
He don't want to have to do no extra work. He said. He's like,
No,
he don't
it's
want
not. It's
homework.
not about doing extra work. I don't want to sit and watch a movie either. And then right in the middle of the movie, it says, well, to understand the rest of this movie and this little side story, download this QR code we're putting in the bottom left corner. I don't want that. I just want to watch and just reveal it to me little by little if that's the case, instead of making me jump through a bunch of hoops and hurdles. I'm not buying it. I don't like the storyline. I don't think it's any good. I don't think they've put enough time and effort into it. They let it sit on the shelf for too long and it just kind of went away to the point to where nobody was there was the Bray Wyatt diehard fans who were interested. But other than that, I don't think anybody would really notice if the Bray Wyatt or the whole Wyatt Six thing went away. I mean,
Uh,
that's just
They
my
would.
take on it. It's not
I
my.
agree. I agree a little with you because I mostly like Bray Wyatt over the Wyatt Six for
Yeah,
sure.
I
And
agree with that.
I I think when he left, he just kind of it just kind of took something away from him that you're just not going to get back. But I think you're a little boomerish on the whole QR code thing. That's just not that big a deal because most of the time your phone's sitting beside you anyway, so it's
It
not like it's
is,
that big
but
of.
I
And
just,
you're on your phone
again,
24/7 anyway. It takes 2 seconds
But
to look up something.
but I
but
don't
like I
want to
said,
have to while I'm watching a
but
movie or wrestling. It's entertainment. I want to just sit
but
there and watch it.
but that's normally when people are just really into a character. Now, like if you're into it, then you're gonna do it. Like if you're not into the
Right.
character, like you're not. Obviously, you're not into it. You just got to make that obvious. The Viper's is more into the character, so I understand why she doesn't mind it or whatever.
Right, right. And that's what I'm
Uh,
saying. It's all individual based.
um,
Sure.
I just like I said, uh, I think when they lost him, they just kind of lost what made him special, and
Right.
it's just going to be a little hard to recreate that. And I don't know if they ever will, unless they it's come up with some fresh idea. I mean, you might need to just blow it up and start again or something, or figure
I'm
out something
sorry.
else.
The fresh
I don't
idea is
know.
not QR codes. I mean, the fresh idea needs to be
Oh my god.
let's create a badass storyline,
You sound like real boomerish right now.
Well, no, no. Okay, so instead of doing this, why don't they do a storyline where Uncle Howdy ends up in a graveyard in like Louisiana, and he's walking through the graveyard looking for the grave of Sister Abigail and Uncle How or not Uncle Howdy but Bray Wyatt, blah blah blah, something to that effect.
Because
And
Bray Wyatt is considered a god.
hold on, and all
I
of a
mean, like that would be
sudden,
a little taboo. I mean, like, wouldn't that be pushing it if you're like
hold
showing it
on,
like even if it was a
let
mock
me
grave?
finish. And then he turns a corner, and when I'm not saying show the graves, I'm saying he's looking for. He turns a corner in one of them old, mausoleum type graveyards that they have in, Louisiana, where they're above ground tombs and stuff. He turns a corner. When he turns a corner, the Undertaker's sitting there.
Because the Undertaker has problems with Trick
Doesn't want
Williams
any
right
part of
now.
this. He doesn't want any
But he
part of
Undertaker don't
this,
does.
want
He
shit to
just
do with this.
he
and I don't want to
right.
see him
That's my
involved in it.
point. That's my
I just,
point. If the
uh,
Undertaker, but I'm saying if you want to legitimize it,
Totally
then
different story.
give him a supernatural character that can pass the legitimacy on to him instead of just saying, "Hey, here's Bo Dallas, and now he's Uncle Howdy. Be scared of him because we put this weird
He was
ass
Uncle
mask
Howdy
on him."
before Bray Wyatt died. It
I
was
know
not
that,
after the fact.
but he was Bo Dallas, the biggest joke in the WWE for
okay.
5 years, and that's
Uh,
my problem. It's just like with
Yeah.
Kane. The Undertaker was introduced as Kane the Undertaker. It wasn't that Glenn Jacobs wasn't Kane, and when Kane came out, I was like, well, that's stupid. I mean, I just didn't buy it at all.
Hey,
But
I hate to cut this short, but I'm gonna have to go for a short break to take
Intermission.
care of some of my cats or whatever. So,
well, guys, I
uh,
think that's it anyway. I don't think we have
Yep.
anything else to catch up on, do we? Is
yeah,
there
we
any
kind of went a
other?
little stray on that a little bit,
Yeah.
but hey,
Yep.
that's all
Sorry.
right.
Well, there wasn't a whole lot of news, and like we said, we're going to try to keep the big news for the next episode, which will be coming out here soon. We'll be getting it recorded
Mhm.
soon, but yeah, just yeah, recap. That's about all we had for you guys. So listen to it, and just tell us what you think. Especially, give us some of your opinions on the Wyatt Six and stuff. Should it stay
Please
around? Should
do.
it go away?
So we
You
do an
know,
episode on it or whatever. Hell, who knows?
yeah, yeah. Tell us if you're interested on us doing a whole big in-depth dive of the Wyatts and stuff. But if that's it, guys, and everything, I don't have anything else, and I would say let's ring the damn bell.